Everybody is rolled in too. Let's go. Yes, I did had to mention, John the Boba Fett is only 6 subs away from 100 subscribers. So if you're watching today and you haven't subscribed to the guy, what are you doing? That's all I gotta say. What are you doing? But hey, it's a good Sunday, guys. A beautiful day. We got the coffee in hand. I know we got some chicken McGriddles in the lobby as well. We're rolling. We're good. We got Mr. Donnie from the Meddler's Corner as our guest today. Hey, Donnie, let them know how have you been living, bro?
Dude, it's been good. Work's been crazy busy. Crazy busy. Been putting in like 10 plus hour days. And then got so tired that, because I'm an electrician, I was putting in a service for a barn. And apparently the hole I made was too big. So I had to like go back into town, get new parts. And so, man, my brain is just all 5,000 places. And then my kid has been sick. And then apparently, like, there's this new thing called, it's like transient synovitis. So he got like some swelling in his joint in his hip and just like stopped walking for a week. My 1 year old, who's just like running around everywhere, is like just refusing to walk. So I'm like,
Oh my
what is going on? So yeah, it's been a crazy week.
goodness. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Hopefully that gets resolved
Yeah.
very soon because that is no joke.
No, it's dude, all this flu stuff that's going around, man. It's like times two, all the symptoms and everything. It's not fun. So, but yeah, apparently he got sick, and it happens when a young one gets sick, and then like all the joints want to swell up, and just that's what happens. It's like the body pushing out all the infection, and it just goes to the joints. And dude, it's the craziest thing. It's so weird. But yeah, it's like toddlers are just like, no, I'm not gonna walk right now because I'm just my hips are hurting. So I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, bro. We will keep that in our thoughts for sure, man. We need that
Appreciate it.
fixed ASAP.
Yeah, man.
Ugh. But hey, John, how we doing today, man? You looks like you're back at home. You got the death slice behind you and everything, bro. What's going on?
Yeah, man. No, we're about an hour and a half away from the pad. We're driving back from San Francisco this morning, but couldn't not be here. So I'm sitting in a McDonald's parking lot connected to their Wi-Fi. Um, gonna be chatting it up for the next hour back here. So it is what it is. But yeah, it's a great time. Saw Skywalker Ranch. Got to walk around that for a little bit. Got to poke around San Francisco. So great time. Got to rep the Clan Fett shirt while we were out there. So, it was, yeah, it's where it is. So, great Sunday. Always, we're here. We woke up today, so happy to be here.
Absolutely. Good. Love to hear it, man. I know Skywalker Ranch was really a really good time for you. What were the vibes like up there?
It was chilling. It was a bit smaller than I had anticipated because everything is like actually corporate buildings, like it's actual businesses in that area, and then there's like
Yeah.
the general store that has like the half of it is the winery, and then half of it is like merch and things like that. And then the other room that you can walk over behind the Yoda statue or the Yoda fountain, is like their one of the rooms, and as soon as you walk in, there's a security guard, and he's like, "You can take photos, no videos, don't touch anything." So Steph is over
Damn.
there like taking a video, like, ooh. Um, so we walk in and kind of do that, but that's where they have the Darth Vader and the K2SO and a bunch of the statues and collectibles and things like that. So it was cool. I mean, we spent like 2 hours there, so good time.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, that sounds like a blast. I would definitely love to make it out there. I feel like if I was out there on the West Coast like that, I would have to stop by, like that. Unless Disney, Lucasfilm, y'all want to invite your boys out there, you got three fine gentlemen right here that would love to go see the
Love
next
to.
project. But
Yeah. Sign me
hey, let
up.
us let us know. Let us know. But yeah, dude, sounds like a blast. It's always cool to see the people right in front of Yoda in that fountain. It's one of those things, man. It's just like, damn, jealous, but in a good way. It's like a good jealous, like, damn, at least the homie was there.
It was 15 minutes from the hotel, so it was like if I didn't do this, it was like, come on, like
Yeah.
what am I
What,
doing?
what was the coolest thing you saw there?
I mean, I think from one of my favorite things was one of the Darth Vader, like it was a bigger comic books that they had in the store, and I took a couple pictures of the pages,
Oh,
which because they were
nice.
insane. But between that and then they had some like some dripped out, like it was like pure diamond, and it was a Luke and a Vader fighting. So it was like see-through crystal with Luke and Vader
That's
fighting.
cool.
Yeah, it was rad.
Fuck, that
It
sounds
was like
sick, bro.
$500, but
Oh
Chump
yeah,
change, dude.
yeah,
Chump change in
yeah,
this economy.
easy,
yeah.
easy. Can pull that in no time.
Yeah.
But hey, before we get into it, let's hit up the chat real quick. We have Skywalking Ryan in the building. Oh my goodness, we also have Clan Brandalorian in the building as well. Guys, get John to 100 subs right now. Right now.
Almost, almost.
We got Steve Jedi Jarvo in the building. Shout out to him. He is a member as well. We got Mando United. We have Fulcrum Noah in the building as well.
From the lake, tuning in.
John's in the car. I think we
You do
know
what
where
you
the
gotta
death
do.
slice went. We know where it went. I think Steve stole it. Makes sense. Yeah, get you a
He
t-shirt.
took off
man.
with
Get
it,
you a
man.
shirt. Fulcrum Noah, yep. Just like John said, tuning in from the lake. We got it right here in writing. Beautiful. Love to see it. What we got? Miss April in the building. What's going on? Galactic Cantina is here as well. What is going on, everybody? Glad to have each and every single one of you here with us today. We're going
Y'all
to
are
be talking
famous,
some,
man. Y'all are famous.
I know that's what I'm saying. And you know what better yet than to invite another famous guy to the
Stop.
stream today. We got Donnie. We love him to death. He's a Cowboys fan too, and we still love him to death, man.
It's our year. It's our year. Say it every year.
Let's go. Let's go.
We them boys.
But yeah, we got him joining us today. Real quick, before we start talking about D23, we have some leaks and rumors that Star Wars Starfighter will have its first teaser trailer available there, and it should be available to the public as well. And Ahsoka Season 2 will have a little teaser trailer as well, but that's only going to be for those in attendance. So we won't see that unless it's like a bootleg iPhone recording, like a little, oops, I see you. You know,
Not all heroes
one of
wear
those.
capes, but we need a hero.
That's what I'm saying. And I will say for when they showed Maul Shadow Lord at Japan Celebration, like had no idea about it, but there is a creator, and shout out to him. I will not say his name, but he went live on TikTok. And Grayson and I from Mortis FN, Determined Focus, we were in the chat just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You know, so shout out to that one creator who literally recorded the entire thing. We were able to see it live. It was amazing. So, yeah, so that's kind of what we're talking about today, but we're going to be talking about Ahsoka and Starfighter. So, but yeah, before we get into that, Donnie, tell us about Meddler's Corner real quick, where they can find you.
Yeah, so Meddler's Corner, you can find us on Instagram at Meddler's Corner. You can find us on YouTube. We haven't done any lives. We put shows out weekly every Friday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And that's over on YouTube at Meddler's Corner as well. We're on TikTok. I'm trying to get into that scene, I guess. Trying to do what all the cool kids are doing. We're on Facebook, of course, and that's just where I post, like, you know, our routine, like small little snippets of our show. Our show primarily focuses on, you know, focusing on the cosplay aspect, prop building, interviewing those that have been a part of Star Wars, but more in the background, like your prop builders. Like Brad Elliott, who's a prop master on the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, because both Matt and I are a part of the 501st, the Dark Empire, big into those LFL clubs. We're not huge like cosplayers, but we are more of screen accurate costuming, more on the charity side, charity first. Like the 501st, it's bad guys doing good. That's our motto. And then you have the Dark Empire, which is more custom Sith, underworld, villainy, and all that. And then I'm trying to get approval here coming up pretty soon into Rebel Legion for my creation of a Clone Wars animation master plo. So I'm working towards doing that.
Clean.
And we just try to get the community involved and how they can get into the 501st, since we are both a part of it. And, you know, myself being a beginner, I'm not like an avid prop maker like some of our other members are. And then there's a bunch of other members that have been doing this for years and years, and the talent is absolutely incredible, and those that are in the cosplay community are absolutely incredible. And we're just two dudes that love talking about Star Wars, love kind of like y'all, just wanting to come hang out and chat with anyone and everyone that is willing to chat about Star Wars. And we are a positive community. And as I tell Matt, my co-host, all the time, it's like, I really don't care if you have a different opinion than mine, because that's what makes this universe great, is that we can just come to the table at the end of the day and chat about Star Wars. Whether you agree with me or not, I think that's still the coolest thing, is because that's what builds this universe. That's what builds this franchise, is multiple opinions, because not everyone is going to be or have the same opinion as us. And I think that's what is great about Star Wars.
Boom. Love it, bro. Yeah. And like I said, guys, with all that being said, down below, if you scroll just a little bit, there's going to be the description, and Donnie's channel will be right there for you. Go ahead and click there. Give him a follow. Give him a sub. All the good stuff right there. So, yeah, before we get into it, Donnie, really, really glad to have you here today, bro. So thanks for making it.
Thanks for inviting me, man. I really appreciate it. Dude, having y'all on my show, y'all have been so supportive. And, I mean, y'all are more than willing to go on anyone's show. And I mean, we've only been doing this for now, 4 months, I think. So, I mean, you want to say we're famous, dude, we're not. We're just barely getting off our feet. And, you know, I'm more than happy to chat with y'all, and y'all been really, really supportive. And I can't thank y'all enough, you and John both, for what y'all done for my show. And I mean, it's absolutely cool what y'all got going on. Y'all are absolutely taking off. And I think it's so cool to be a part of it, and y'all having me on. So I do appreciate it.
Yep, big ups, bro. We appreciate you as well. So, man, John, what do we think, bro?
Choking up.
What? Yeah, I know, right? We're gonna take a quick break, guys. Hold on.
We'll be right back.
But yeah, so John, what are we thinking, bro? Are you leaning more towards Ahsoka season 2 or Star Wars Starfighter in terms of hype? Which are you more hyped for?
I'm more hyped for Ahsoka season 2. I'm more intrigued by Starfighter. And that's where it's like, I mean, anyone who knows me in this universe, you know, I'm just waiting for Thrawn. I'm waiting for more of my boy. Like, you know, we've been talking about Dathomir. We've been talking about all this stuff for months now. So for me, the hype level is like, I want to see Thrawn come in and just roll. I want to see this Mortis arc. I want to see like really what they got going on. Are they going to lead into another season, or like is this going to be it? Is this going to end Ahsoka's story? You know, I have a lot of hype for that. And then again, with I think my intrigue for Starfighter is like, okay, we're removed. We're in a new time period. What are we going to be surrounded with? What is this Force user like? What is the state of the galaxy? So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Sweet. Cool. Yep, I can get down with that. Donnie, what about you? Where's your
Yeah.
hype level?
Dude, I'm so hyped for Ahsoka season 2, because my boy Balin Skull, I gotta know what he's going after, man. Like, I am dying. I'm itching to know what's going on. And I mean, like last summer when we were all at RSC, I don't know if y'all attended RSC 2 last year or last summer, but at the time of that con wrapping up, they had just got done filming a scene between Hayden and Balin. So it was epic lightsaber fight. I don't know, but apparently it was some kind of fight. So we don't know what's going down. But man,
Hayden's
want
gonna
to
hit him
know.
with like a, you think this is what you want, but let me tell you something. I need a John Bernthal. Like, let me tell you something.
The lightsaber behind the back. And then,
man. Let me tell you something, man. Yeah, that would
This
be.
this gets your legs chopped off real quick.
yep.
Yeah, not good. One thing I do really hope, and I'm of course on the same level as you guys. I am super excited for Ahsoka season 2. You know, unfortunately with Ray Stevenson passing, you know, may he rest in peace. It really sucks that we had to wait 4 years to get a second season. You would think that this was canceled at this point. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you know, unless you're, I mean, there's so many different levels of being a fan of Star Wars. I mean, there's just so many different levels. But I feel like if you were really tapped in with, you know, Star Wars projects and what's coming out and staying up to date, you kind of almost forget about Ahsoka, unfortunately, just because, like I said, it's been 4 years. Like, that's a crazy thing to think about. So now we're just like, oh yeah, this show's back. So that's gonna be really cool. And I do think once we get a trailer for that, I think the hype is really gonna pop off. But it's kind of like a good surprise because, like we've had in the comments here, Galactic Cantina said, love seeing Amonis Fondi stream Fallen Order on Twitch, which he's been an absolute goon on there, dude. Like,
Yeah.
dude is like just doing the most, but it's the most entertaining thing ever. But it's like, oh yeah, that's Ezra, like he actually is in the show because it's just been so long, dude. It's
And dude,
crazy.
could they have like not found like a better actor for that role? Like they literally found the live action Ezra in
Yeah.
Isman. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
does such a good job.
Between a lot, I think, at least for me personally, like there's a lot of the last 10, 15 years, there's a lot of the Marvel and Star Wars projects where it's like that's that character to me. It's like,
Yep.
I can't see anyone else playing Anakin. Like things like that. Like Captain America to me is my boy. Like, Chris Hemsworth is Thor. So like there's some people, RDJ played
Mm-mm.
Iron Man. There's certain characters that play the role so well. And I
Yeah.
think he fits in there where it's
Well,
like,
dude, RDJ is like literally a living Tony Stark. Like, if you haven't seen, like, he did like a
yeah.
on the History Channel or like, what was it? I know I saw it recently, but like, dude, he has a garage full of just cars, and he goes out and he just wants to repurpose cars, redo cars to like, fit more of like eco-friendly and everything, like taking like a muscle car and make it more environmentally sound. And I just watched that show a couple years back, and you just reminded me, like, talking about people that fit their role so well. Like, dude, there's no
Yeah.
better role for Tony Stark than RDJ.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, he's one of those, Iman's one of those characters where he just fits Ezra. So it's like to see him in live action and to see him continually embrace like all the lightsaber stuff on
Hmm.
TikTok and things like that in the lives. It's like, we're just teasing more and more into what's coming. Star Wars has been super tight-lipped with all their recent projects. So it's like, when are we getting that trailer?
Yeah, literally. And that's what's sad is they're gonna show it. If you're there, you get to see it, firsthand. And damn, we won't be able to see that. But after Mandalorian and Grogu, like we got our first like teaser trailer back in like October, November, something like that, and it didn't really show a whole lot. So that was kind of like, oh my God, is Thrawn gonna make his appearance? Are the Hutts actually gonna get Mando? So once we seen Mando and Grogu in theater, we're like, oh no, this is just like a really fun movie where we got to just sit back with the family and just enjoy. Which I mean, that's great. But it's really cool how it was just straight up just a fun movie. Now for Star Wars Starfighter, if we get a trailer this early, as in a month from now, I think we're going to be in good hands. And if the rumor is true with Lucasfilm that they're actually testing this movie to be the bigger market going forward, I think this could be the next big Star Wars movie. Because I mean, we know how Mando and Grogu performed at the box office. We know all that jazz. Whatever, dude. I'm not concerned about how much money it makes. I'm more concerned about how does this line up with Star Wars, the thing that we all love. So
Well, dude, like, I was super concerned when it was first released that Ryan Gosling was going to be in Star Wars. But man, after I saw him in Project Hail Mary, I was like, okay, dude has chops. He can do it. He can do it.
I grew up my grandma watching the Love Book over and over and over, and I'm like, get this guy off my screen, right? But seeing Barbie, my wife and I went and saw Barbie in theater, and that movie blew me away, man. I absolutely love that movie. I could watch that movie every single day if I needed to. But Ryan
Mojo
Gosling
Dojo
killed it in
Casa
that, man.
House.
Literally, I'm trying to see that translated into the Star Wars universe. And I don't know, dude. Every time I see Ryan Gosling like on a movie or on screen, commercial, anything, I'm like, that dude's in Star Wars now. So I'm super excited for it, and I'm on the hype train for it. I can't wait.
Dude, and we got a scene filmed by Tom Cruise. Like, I want to know what that was. Like, you got the man himself, the
Yeah.
action guy of all action, filming a scene for Star Wars. Like, oh, I want to know what that was. I just want a behind the scenes after this is all said and done of him just like getting in there.
Yeah, dude.
He's just gonna have some random cameo in the back, dude. Like
Yeah,
no one's even gonna see
just
him. It's
running.
just gonna be like, yeah, other X-wing pilot somewhere in the background. Like,
Insane. It's gonna be nuts. Well, when you kind of put the rumors and leaks together, when you first hear about this scene, we hear about a muddy planet. It's gonna have a Jedi temple, Jedi huts there. That's kind of like what the theme is. This is gonna be where Aaron Pierre comes in. So he's gonna be a Jedi that, I mean, it's very heavily hinted at being a kind of like a co-parent to Rey's Jedi Academy. So with Aaron Pierre, being the dude, I can't remember that one movie, but he was like a cop or something, and he was just like beating a whole lot of ass in it. It was a really good movie, but this dude was going absolutely nuts. Hold on, I gotta find this movie. Yeah, Rebel Ridge. Rebel Ridge. If you guys have not seen
Good
that,
movie.
amazing movie. And like, so here's another one of those things where I'm just like, oh yeah, dude, coming to Star Wars, let's go. So apparently him and Mia Goth have a lightsaber duel. And so when he put the clues together, that's what Tom Cruise filmed. And yeah, on top of Tom Cruise pulling up, he was in his own helicopter, lands on set, and is like, what's going on here? And then he's like, oh, Sean Levy. And then Sean Levy's like, oh, Tom Cruise, hey, grab a camera. And then he films a scene. So that's going to be insane, dude. Like, I can't wait to see it. And just us knowing that background knowledge, being like, damn, like, we're going to watch it in theaters and be like, so is this the scene Tom Cruise filmed? And
Yeah.
then, once we get the behind the scenes and all that stuff later, we're going to be like, oh, that's the scene he filmed. So it's just like insane, dude. Crazy.
so with these Force users, like, where do you? Because we've kind of gotten a little bit of the Mia Goth background. Like, we know she's kind of like a merc. Um, do you think they're gonna, with what we've been seeing, what kind of Force abilities do you think they're gonna be handing out to our characters?
I would
Like,
I would think.
we've seen a good bit with what they've given to like Grogu and what they've given like the Inquisitors and
Well, dude,
Maul.
Grogu's
Um,
packed with it all. He has like what? Doesn't he have like all the Force capabilities? Healing, push,
well,
except
we
like
haven't seen him use the
oh, the Echo. We haven't seen him use that.
yeah,
Okay.
but he has the Force, the visions.
I would assume, like, if I was to take a guess, and like I tell my wife this all the time. I'm like, hey, when Mia Goth, like, depending on how she's portrayed in Starfighter, she might be one of my favorite characters. Because I mean, one of my favorite actresses coming into Star Wars. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, here we go, this was made for me.
Like,
Um,
could she be in a lightsaber duel and Mia Goth pulls out some Force lightning?
I
Like, that
mean,
would be
hey,
pretty insane.
if I saw that, I would probably do the thing in my chair, like in the theater, like
The
what
Joe
the hell?
Rogan.
Yeah, just like whoa. Uh, I don't know, dude. I would like to see. I really do. Off of description, I think she's gonna be like another Balin and Shin type, where it's kind of like a
Mercenary
not
kind
more
of
so
thing.
like yeah, like it not like a dark Jedi, because I don't think she's gonna fall in the line of a dark Jedi, but I do think that she could be in a place where she manipulates both sides of the Force, which some
Yeah.
people think, like, oh, you teeter. So, like, what do you think? Quinlan Voss, Mace Windu, like the teeter aspect. Maybe she does that, or she's just straight up a quote unquote
Sith.
bad bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
I
Like,
kind
I
of
would be
like
down with
the
it.
Yeah, I kind of like when they keep the villain the villain. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like there's so much of the redemption, and it's like, in certain aspects we get it, and it's like, but it's like with the big bads, it's like we saw it with Vader, we saw it with Kylo. It's like I like
yeah,
when they have like a character like Shin and Balin, and it's like, no, dude, these guys are just gonna keep mucking people until they get to their goal.
yep.
So it's like I kind of hope they keep them in that same boat where it's like, Mia's gonna roll almost like oh, who's the bounty hunter? I forget his name. Fights Boba Fett. Killing me. Blue.
Cad Bane,
Um,
Cat
yeah,
Bane.
Jesus. Um,
Colby.
like very proficient to the point. It's like no remorse. Like I'm here to finish the job and get it done, and then skedaddle. You know.
Yep. Yeah, I would like that
Do
too.
we think like Mia Goth is it said that like she is the villain, or is there like an ultimate like puppeteer kind of villain kind of thing going on in the background?
She works under Matt Smith's character.
Okay.
And he has also hinted at this character being male or female. So we don't know if it's going to be like a changeling,
Mhm.
or if he's literally just pulling our strings, just like maybe I'm a dude or a chick, just being kind of funny about it. So we don't know what kind of character he's gonna be, but really like some of these character descriptions are really good. And if anyone is like into like leaks and like rumors and like want some like insight, I know it can spoil sometimes, but Fives Walker on Twitter/X, we believe that person's a Lucasfilm leaker. So like he has some cahoots in there, and it's not just like here's what's going to happen exactly. It's just like word of mouth stuff that he's hearing from
Mhm.
some of the people that are putting it together. So Matt Smith obviously is this big like kind of like a warlord, and Mia Goth works underneath him, and like her main
Mhm.
goal is to get Flynn Gray
Yeah.
because the kid character is going to have a crazy like, and John was talking about like force powers. It's supposedly he has like a force ability that is rare. So not to the like commands of like a force dyad, but he carries something that is very rare and like
Mhm.
not something you don't see often. So she wants to get him as her apprentice basically. But from what it seems, Ryan Gosling is going to try to get him to Rey's academy. That's what it sounds like.
Okay.
So
And Matt Smith has been killing it
Oh,
lately.
dude, yeah.
Like
House of
I see him
Dragon.
in
he has
everything.
been
God.
he's been annihilating his roles. So I can't wait to see him again. He plays the big bad like very well. And so to see him in a role that's going to command like that just respect from the characters in the show, it's like it's going to be interesting. And it's like, what if it's something where it's like the kid can see the future, or the he can detect some type of
Hmm.
maybe he can detect, I don't know, temples or something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like what force ability have we not seen in a minute.
Yep.
Well, also, like, just respect to those actors that just, they have the face that can pull off a villain. Because, like, as like Joaquin Phoenix, he's done multiple interviews. Like, he's just like, I have that villain face and I will always play that villain. There are those people that
Yeah.
do villains so well, and Matt Smith is definitely one of them. And,
Yeah.
dude, he's lighting it up in House of Dragon right now, dude. So,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
There's that
Yeah.
interview of them telling him Keanu was watching Morbius, and he like laughs his ass off about it. Incredible bit.
That's hilarious, dude. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've heard really good things about it. So, I mean, obviously, if he's going to be in Star Wars, I really hope anyone who's in a Star Wars project has a good career because, us growing up, after the original trilogy into the prequel trilogy, we know a lot of those characters or those actors and actresses don't really get big roles after. I mean, even
Nope.
Natalie Portman, just even her alone, like she didn't really go into anything big. So
Nope.
you kind of just put all everything together and everything kind of rolls out that way. Ahmad or Ahmed Best, Hayden Christensen, Jake Lloyd, like all those actors, they don't really get too much after. So it's going to be cool to see these bigger names coming in and maybe some of them leaving out. I mean, Daisy Ridley's in so many like huge Britain movies, but obviously when they come to the States, they're just not that big. But that happens all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited to see how that works. But I'm also just wondering with Amy Adams' character,
I
like,
was
are they going to
about to
show her? When I'm thinking trailer here and it's a teaser, I'm maybe expecting like a minute 30,
Mhm.
on this.
Yep.
Just seeing some kind of like raw footage being thrown together and probably a little sneak at the plot overall. I think it's going to be really cool to see how Flynn Gray and Amy Adams characters kind of have that like
Dude,
mother
let's
and son
let's
relationship.
let's get it out there. Let's get that first theory. Let's get that first theory going. Do we think she's Mara Jade? I mean, she has to be.
No, I think
What?
I think they're too hesitant to introduce said character.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
they're so
But
quiet
it's
and they're
like
so hush
it's
hush
like
on this project, man.
it's like
Like,
it's the same thing with Devin, where people keep saying like, is she Ms. Maul's apprentice? And it's like she doesn't have to be. Like she can be her own character. Like,
yeah,
it's like these people can they don't have to be Mary Jade. They can be an interpretation of the character without being that
being
character to
that character.
then
Yeah.
yeah, to then you don't have people from that are only EU, or only, people who aren't EU who don't know the character. And it's like
Hmm.
there's, yeah, so it's like I feel like they would implement it in a different way if they wanted to go that route, but I don't think they will.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's rough because I kind of even look at that new Darth Revan sideshow character that they just released, like the figure, and everyone is in uproar. Like even the posters were just like, "Yo, it looks, it kind of looks just like Keanu Reeves." And that's the thing is like, if they were to bring Revan to live action and it's not Keanu Reeves, the internet blows up.
yeah, they would be
And
so mad because they
oh
already
my
have it in their
god,
heart. They already have it in their mind who's going to play Revan, and then yeah, I get that.
yes.
Yeah,
And then also, it's like, what is the likelihood of Keanu Reeves being in Star Wars? I mean, it's just we have to be realistic, So
zero.
and that's why I don't think that they tap in with that. I don't think that's why they don't tap in with a lot of Legends material because it's just it can't happen technically. But Mara Jade, I do like it, but I just think it would bringing Mara Jade to canon and being the exact way she was in Legends and then the EU would completely contradict what Luke told Grogu. He made
Yeah.
him either choose attachment or be the first Jedi in his Jedi Academy, which two very big things. If we were to look at it and be like, damn, Luke's Jedi Academy, his first student was Grogu, which I mean, it technically is, but not officially. That's insane, right? This little green character that we get was the first student at Luke's Jedi Academy, but instead he chose the relationship that he has with Din Djarin. So if Luke is out here and has a side piece and has kids and all that, that completely throws out that entire decision he gave Grogu. And instead of people being like, "Oh, that's not my Luke," that's not my Luke either, because he's making our little green guy just choose stuff when Luke just completely goes against that. Like that would suck. But I wouldn't be mad if she was Mara Jade, but in a different way.
Okay.
But I do think that she is a first. I do think that she was a student alongside Ben Solo at Luke's Jedi Academy. Because if you add up the age and the years and like what's going on, that would be really cool to see her like being one of the like surviving Padawans that like runs away from Luke's Jedi Academy when it was like on flames from Kylo Ren. So I think that would be tight. She goes off, has a kid, hiding, and then it's hinted that she gives Flynn her lightsaber as he goes away. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. That's really all I got for theories, though.
Dang. Okay. I like it.
What you got?
Dude, so Amy Adams has red hair. And so my thinking is like, and oh gosh, I'm trying to say things without getting myself like so much heat. So
Bro, just say it.
I think I've been me and Matt have been talking about this. I think I wouldn't call like Star Wars in like a rebrand kind of thing, but I want to think like maybe Star Wars is going on like this multiverse path. And the reason is because we got Ahsoka. Now we have Balin, who is, going after Mortis. We know he's going after Mortis. He wants to create his new beginning. We had the Mandalorian, and this was my big theory. This was my big tin hat theory that yes, the Mandalorian didn't give us any lore, didn't feed us anything into what is happening outside of the Mandalorian and Grogu for a particular reason. This movie was not marketed towards, the big fans like you, me, and John. They wanted to bring in new people. Take like how Endgame and how Marvel was doing all this. They were working towards an ultimate event. I think the ultimate event is, yes, Ahsoka Season 2, where we have this big galactic fight. We were told, in the beginning when Thrawn was a part of the Empire, he didn't want to have the Death Star. He was like completely against it. He's like, let's just build an armada of Star Destroyers. Think about like if Thrawn would have had that entire armada, that entire fleet of Star Destroyers, the galaxy would have been a completely different story. And so, but it gets me to think, okay, are we going to see Thrawn in Season 2 help start with that construction of all of those Star Destroyers that we see rise up on Exegol? When we see all that fleet, that massive fleet upon fleet of Star Destroyers.
Like
so are we going to see the beginnings of that? But then, we see how we get the world between worlds. And, I'm going to call back to an earlier episode that you had with the Star Wars guy, Mike. And y'all were talking about Aboleth. and how Aboleth takes upon many different shapes, like who they would want them to see. You know, like Aboleth. If Aboleth was in front of Anakin, well, she would want to take the shape of Padme. If Ahsoka was talking to Aboleth, who would she want to take the shape as? Well, you got Anakin, you know. So you get all these questions and all these theories going as far as like the world between worlds and how the world of between worlds can affect, you know, potentially maybe the timeline. Are we getting a different, and I don't want to call it like a complete reboot, because you know there's all those fans out there like, oh, we need a complete reboot of Star Wars. I don't think that needs to happen. Absolutely not. You know, the stories are that they are, and I think every story is great. Do some of them like fall in a different ranking for me? Absolutely, but I love everything single thing that Star Wars has come out with. I think it's absolutely great. But what I think would be cool is like if we get, as I call it, the Balin verse in all of this. You know, what if Balin wins? What if Balin gets what he's going after? And, you know, then that allows, you know, certain legend characters to come to the fold, like Amara Jade. You know, there were some fans out there that really didn't like how, you know, the new trilogy was. But I'm one of those people, like, you know, when it first came out, when the prequels came out, no one really liked them all that much. But here we are 20 years later, and everyone thinks Hayden Christensen is just an absolute god, which when the prequels came out, I absolutely loved them. I thought they were great when they first came out. But, you know, give it 20 years, and I think the newer trilogies are going to be an absolute hit of a trilogy. But are we getting this like multiverse Star Wars kind of thing? And that allows, you know, what you were talking about earlier, other stories of other characters to be told. You know, I think this is a great opportunity for them to pull forward, like, you know, Amara Jade, or, you know, who knows? Like, let's go back to the old Republic. Let's talk about Darth Nihilus. Let's talk about Revan. Let's talk about Malik. You know, let's talk about Malgus. You know, let's get these other characters into the fold that people have been absolutely craving. But I also think too, Disney might be a little too afraid to touch those characters. And like, you know, talking about what you were saying, you know, you have Mara Jade and you have this idea, and all these people have these idea of who Mara Jade is. And if one thing is off, the entire fandom is just going to be in an uproar. But I think it's really cool what you said about, you know, does the character name have to be Mara Jade? No. No, but we all know, like, this is like a Mara Jade. You know, we're all reading between the lines here. You know, I think that was absolutely really cool what you were saying. But I think Disney is trying, or, you know, Lucasfilm is trying to get other characters into the fold. You know, we have the Luke Skywalker story. That story has been told. We have the Skywalker saga. I'm just one of those people. I think it's time for a new story to be told. But what that story is, I don't know.
Yeah. And no matter what, someone's going to like it. You know, that's the thing. It's Star Wars at the end of the day. I mean, you look at, you know, there's even people here in the chat that are just like, dude, Skeleton Crew is my shit. And, you know, and that's amazing. You know, I absolutely enjoyed it. And I'm glad that, you know, that was someone's introduction to Star Wars out there. And, you know, now they want to know why Darth Vader worked with the Empire. You know, it's just like all those cool little things. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's just like, I think Lucasfilm, of course, is going to be in good hands going forward, depending on how they want to up these stories and kind of run away with some ideas. But I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing if they're like, hey, we want to, you know, maybe name this character Jade, you know, or, you know, Jera or something, you know, just kind of like mix the name up and be like, oh, okay, that's like a little call. Because that's cool. And like, what is Devin going to turn into? You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, one of the most interesting Disney Star Wars characters ever. And we only get one small season of her, and she's done so much already. So it's like, what is she going to turn into in Maul season 2? Is she going to be Talon? Is she, you know, like what will she be? Which, you know, at the same time, Maul's not a Sith anymore. So why would she get a Sith name, you know? So who knows? But it's just one of those characters where it's like they bring in these new ones all the time, and we're just like, yes, this is great. You know, we get the Devons, we get the Shins, you know, Donnie with Balin, you know, all these cool characters that they bring in, and everyone falls in love with them. So why not keep making new characters, and going forward, you're getting new stories. So I think it's going to be good. But with Starfighter, Sean Levy at the helm, You know, some people are kind of sketched with him, but it's just like, dude, anything he's a part of is amazing, and he's really a part of everything if you think about it. Like, he's been a part of 5 movies this year alone in somehow, some way. Like, yeah, give me a Star Wars movie, thank you.
Yep. Absolutely.
I think I'd just like to see a little bit more exposition with the sequels also. That's one thing the Clone Wars and different shows really helped with the prequels. And it's like, I'm reading through comics and it's like I'd love to see like, Darth Vader using Momin's mask to build his castle and like connect with the dark side of the Force, or Vader working with Ochi Bestoon on finding Exegol, and like that
Yeah,
leads to the blade being found by Bray, all those years later. So like seeing things that, in, just, I mean, I love the comic books and I love reading, but like being able to see them also in a show, connect and correlate to the shows that we have, and add to the exposition.
Yep.
It's like everything we get more of is like I'm here for it. So it's like
yep.
if they want to go back and backtrack, that's fine with me. I just hope it's for like a, you know, consistency almost.
I don't want to say like they're gonna backtrack. Like I don't want to call it like there was. I think I was talking to Bobby about
Like a
this when
flashback, quote unquote. It's
yeah.
like insert our, our idea of what's happening in this time period.
Yeah. Okay. Like, because, like, talking about what you're saying, like, some people are just calling for a complete retcon. And I don't
No,
think that's
no,
what's
I just
needed.
need like
No.
more, no, like just different shows and stories that
Yep.
add to what's
Yeah.
already there.
Yeah. Like the Knights of Ren. Like, we know hardly anything. I think that would be an absolute banger of a series.
Chimere.
Get us a series of Knights of Ren. Oh, I'm in.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, I will die on this hill, bro. Like, I will be at the top of the hill. Like, if we literally give us a little bit, just maybe even a Tale series, Tales of the Ren. You start it with Chimere, and
Yes.
first 3 episodes is Chimere, and then the last 3 we go forward. Give us just a little Kylo Ren, or maybe at the end of like the Knights of Ren kind of little story, you show Kylo Ren defeating the Ren at the time to become the leader of the Ren. So like it's just like it's all there. Everyone knows they're badass. It's cool. They all are unique in their own way. They all kind of look similar, and it's just when you read some of these novels, and I know some people don't like reading. I really don't like reading, to be quite honest, but there's so much extra in these books and in these comics to where like, oh, the Knights of Ren, like, hey, maybe they were side casted and weren't used properly, just like many other characters in lots of stories across the Star Wars universe, but they were casted aside by Snoke because they knew that they would be more of like a distraction into what Kylo Ren's doing. So if Palpatine is controlling Snoke, he obviously wants Kylo and Kylo only, until he does his little side quest like he did with Vader, where he's like, oh, I want Luke. And now Snoke's like, oh, we want Rey as well. It's just the same old Palpatine thing. But why would he want the Knights of Ren on his side? He doesn't need that. That's just a distraction into what Palpatine / Snoke wants Kylo for. So, yeah, you have the Knights of Ren right there, man. It's all there. Give it to us.
Yep.
Galactic Cantina says, and before Knights of Ren will be explained in Fortnite. Like, hey, bro, if it's explained in Fortnite, let's go. It's kind of like John Wick, where a lot of these kids are just like, hey, that's the dude from Fortnite, like, oh yeah, that's the guy from Fortnite. Not like he has like 4 movies. Oh, what do we
You
got here?
wanna? I would say it's not a hot take, dude, and it's not
I
a
was gonna
horrible
say
take
that's
either.
not a horrible take
Like,
either at all.
yeah, it's a pretty good solid take.
Like it's like what you were
It's not
saying,
horrible
John.
at
Like
all.
there's just multiple stories to
Hmm.
be told. It's like I absolutely loved how in the first season of Ahsoka we were introduced to Balin and Shin, and that's why like I loved them so much because it was one of the first times that Star Wars just didn't spoon feed us a character. We
Yeah.
had all these
Yeah,
questions. We wanted to know anything and everything, and we weren't given a single thing. And I think that is why people loved those characters so much. Was
but
it's like,
but then in that same breath, it's like, oh, what is the world between worlds? Oh, let me
mm-hmm,
go back and watch Rebels and Clone Wars, and I have 2 arcs dedicated to that.
mm-hmm,
But if
Hmm.
they had never seen that, then it's like you're cooked.
Yeah.
yep,
That's what it's. That's the double-edged sword with Dave Filoni. The dude is
Hmm.
great. He's the next in line. He is, he understands George's vision And you know, even if someone like Sean Levy doesn't understand George's vision, I still want his project. Taka Waititi, I want his project. But it's like, hey, could we have Ahsoka season 39 if Dave really wanted it? We would. He's not giving up his baby. He's not giving up his character. So I think that's, you know, a really cool thing where, yeah, let's go ahead and throw in these characters. Let's spread their story out even more. And honestly, yeah, Nara, that's not a terrible take at all. Like, that's just what you think, and I think a lot of us think that as well, where it's just like, even going back to the Bad Batch, they're introducing Project Necromancer for the first time. Then you watch The Mandalorian season 1 and 2 and in part of 3. I mean, they killed Dr. Pershing, you know, to get away from the cloning thing, you know, because he knew too much. He would have had, you know, these Gideon clones locked and ready to go, and, you know, until Mando just like disintegrated all of them, unless one of them survives. No, I'm joking. But we have all of these really cool things where it's just like, yeah, let's get another trilogy of Rey and Poe and Finn. Let's see Finn actually as a Jedi. I'm cool with that. Sign me up. I want to see more of all these characters. Why not, dude? Like, flesh them out a little bit more. People had the same exact complaints about the prequel trilogy, you know? And then we get a 7-season animated series that literally connects the dots, gives us more Plo Koon, gives us more Kit Fisto, more Grievous, Anakin, you know? So it's just like,
Yeah.
Kit Fisto would be a Knight of Ren if it wasn't like in the same exposure. If we didn't have the Clone Wars, it would be the same thing. Why can't we like focus on that green guy right there? Like, I want to know his backstory. You get to see a little bit more. So like that, I don't know. Maybe this new trilogy will do it, or other animated projects. So I don't know. Not a hot take at all.
Well, it's like,
that's a good one.
I think I don't know who I was talking about this with. I think like we're just saying the same thing. It's like we have these perfect moments right here. You know, a lot of people were like, Maul Shadow Lord, that animation, that is the standard that Star Wars needs to take. Everyone was saying like, you know, this is the path Star Wars needs to go. Well, okay, but I'm one of those guys that's like, you know, when I think of Star Wars, when I close my eyes and I think of Star Wars, I also think of like going to the theater, seeing the live action Star Wars, you know. But here's this time we're talking about everything. Here's these perfect characters to get your Tales of. You know, give us a Tales of Kit. Give us a Tales of Plo. You know, I think Plo really got into the forefront, and thank God he did, because everyone was looking at him in the Attack of the Clones. Everyone was looking at his character in Revenge of the Sith going, who is this guy? Like, he looks so freaking cool. So in the Clone Wars, yeah, Plo Koon got a bigger role and, you know, a more into the front of, you know, he's the one that found Ahsoka. Like, you know, he got this bigger character arc that everyone wanted and everyone was thriving for. And I think, you know, like Kit Fisto, you know, I'm craving for a Tales of Balin. I'm craving for a Tales of Shin. You know, I think we need a Tales of Marok so that we know that Marok is actually Kanan. You know, I think that'd be actually really cool.
Yeah, I think I feel like I would like Kanan so much more if that was the case.
How cool would that be? Completely impossible, but I think it'd be really cool.
Hey, I won't hate on it. What you got, John? Anything on that?
No, it's just the exposition. Like, they can always go back and add more. And I think of like how much, you know, the Clone Wars and the different things, different shows, the Bad Batch, like added to what we have and what we know of. So it's like, you know, I don't see that. Me personally, it's like I don't want the retcon. I don't think they are going to commit to doing it just because of how the resources that they put into that sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, I would love different bits and pieces and it's like, you know, we already have the trilogy out, but it's like, you know, they could still give us that Kylo movie and show us, you know, him falling to the dark side. And it's like, we already know how. It's just like with Vader and Anakin. It's like, I know how the story plays out, but it's like, you know, they're still going to give me bits and pieces of the Clone Wars and season 7 and different things that allude to, you know, the ending that we know. So anything that provides to that, I'm here for it, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, how wild would it be if they actually went for it and was like, you know what? Reset the clock. With the whole Balin finding Mortis, and what if he did, like, you know, reset and got his old beginning? Like, how wild.
He just wakes up in during the Old Republic.
Yeah. What's going on?
Here's your chance to stop the cycle. Good
Yeah.
luck.
It's like, oh shit, all right. So this planet I'm standing on, it's like getting like sucked away, and it's like, oh, Darth Nihilus, dun dun dun.
Yeah, he's devouring the force of the planet. What are you gonna do about it?
Balin's like, well, this is my purpose. All right,
Here
sweet.
we go.
It's like a monkey paw. It's like, well, you wished for it.
Literally. Um, has Sabine met Din Djarin in canon yet? I do not think so. I don't think it
I don't
has
think
been
so.
established yet. But I think those two together would be kind of cool because he could see another faction of the Mandalorians and be like, oh, this one doesn't wear her helmet either. And it kind of depends on whenever, she wants to wear it or not. And also her entire family is pretty much gone as well. So that's she has some trauma behind that with her Mandalorian heritage.
They'll meet on Ahsoka season 2.
Yeah, that'd be,
That'll
dude.
be
Could
their
you,
first meetup because that'll be them having to rescue Ahsoka and Sabine and who's
Mhm.
the legendary Mandalorian? It's Mando. So like they
Yeah.
got to get our boy in there to come to help save the day. And
bro, I know. And everyone wants like I think a Mortis flashback will be very necessary in Ahsoka season 2. Give us a live action, catch us up to speed,
Yeah.
catch everyone else up to speed that hasn't seen Rebels and doesn't want to go watch that because I get that.
So cool. Oh,
But
that's so
dude,
cool.
give me Ariana Greenblatt, Ewan McGregor, and Hayden Christensen in live action son as Sam Witwer, the father. I know there's been rumors that they had a cast for the father, so let's do that. The daughter, not too sure.
Oh,
Could be
so
anyone, but bro.
so you're thinking Sam Witwer's the father? Is that what
No,
you're
the
thinking?
son, the
Oh, the
son.
no, the
son.
son.
Okay, okay. I was like, wait a minute. I thought Anakin was going to be the father here.
Yeah,
Well,
dude.
it's like what if that sets up Anakin being the father, Ahsoka being the daughter, and Balin moving into the son?
See, there was part of me in my back of my
Anakin's
mind
gonna be
was
over there like,
yes, yeah. There was
Mhm.
part of me that was
Yeah,
like, okay, or like what you were saying, like Ahsoka. I think what we're talking about, like who's not walking away from Ahsoka season 2, like who possibly. I think this might be Ahsoka's like go on to the Force kind of thing, and I think
yeah.
she will become and taking the mantle as the daughter in the Mortis arc. That's what I
bec-
think.
she evolves into Morai, the bird.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
we got that tease at the end of the Clone Wars season 7 when she looks up or when Vader looks up into the air and sees the bird. Dude, you want to talk about tears in my eyes, John? If that happens, oh, dude, you just wrote the scene right there. There you go, Lucasfilm. If you're hearing this, there it is.
Yeah, for real. It's right there. Yeah, dude. They could really cook something up because even with Ahsoka season 2, it's just like, do we need those heavy hitters for the fan service? Like not necessarily. You really don't. I mean, you could bring in, like we've said all stream, you have those Balin and Shin style characters where you're like, damn, dude, these characters are so interesting. So I really hope that they do a little bit more with Shin. And my huge thing is either if she dies, her character is kind of set up for it because it seems like she's kind of just being used, like I would say half the time with Balin. But if she ends up joining like Sabine and like Ahsoka, like that would be sick, dude. Like really cool. But dude, why not connect the universe and not have it just be like Zeb or Carson Teva? Like let's bring in Mando, dog. Like if you like I look at the Book of Boba Fett as Mando season 2.5. And that's all it is just a little shaving of the Mandalorian story, but we get to go see what Boba Fett's doing. That's why I
Yeah,
feel like that show gets judged way too hard because it's like, yeah, it's his own show, but like it's a clipping of the Mandalorian. It got an end credit after we saw Luke come save the day in the finale of season 2. We get a little cutscene in the credits of Boba Fett killing Bib Fortuna, which that was, cinema, dude. Like, yes, let's go. But that's still the Mandalorian. The Book of Boba Fett is the Mandalorian. Let's tie in Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew now. Like it's
Whew.
cool that we get those crossing characters, but like give it that same treatment. Bring Mando in. Like let's see. God, dude, could you imagine them seeing Mon Mothma and she's like kind of calling some reinforcements because people forget in season 1, Mon Mothma is like tripping balls, dude. She's just like, is Thrawn actually coming back? And Hera's just like, yeah, about that, And it's just like now Thrawn is in the main galaxy. We saw him on Dathomir. That's gonna be absolutely insane. But better yet, dude, why not call up the New Republic and be like, hey, we need literally every single reinforcement we have. Show a Delphi base. Let's see Rada. Let's see Mando. Let's see Grogu. Like just to tie it in and to make
What
it feel
ship is
like
Rada flying in on when that happens?
God.
Getting my X-wing, Grogu.
It's like, oh, Huts can breathe in space. Sick, you know, like he's just like on top of it. I don't know, dude. He's gonna be in like that little Hut carrier thing that picked him up in the Mando and Grogu.
They got the Razor Crest. They'll just be cruising together.
Yeah.
That poor guy. He looks so uncomfortable in there, dude. This like, and then like Grogu's just like sleeping on him. Like, yeah, dude. Love to see it. Hodge's in the building. What's up, Hodge? Glad to see you here.
My
He
man.
says if Anakin ends up being the father, then this could explain why he's not around for Ben Solo during the sequel times. Could be. For
Kylo's like, Anakin, help me, and then you just hear Anakin's voice in the background, like, no.
You dumbass. Dolly Skywalker's here. James Earl Taylor, voice of Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars, voices so many diverse characters. Look up JAT cast James Earl Taylor. Will do. Yeah, so talented, man. I absolutely love how everyone kind of has like their little bits of Star Wars and want to see it all kind of come in. So that's always good stuff. But yeah, any last couple theories here before we get off, guys? Like, anything that we're thinking or anything that we left off? Because I mean, of course, we know how it is when we talk Star Wars. It can go for hours. But any big pieces we wanted to throw in there?
I want to talk about the World Between Worlds. I think we can close with that. Like, I will have a very big, like, if this is going to be our new form of travel, I'm probably going to be like, I'm not a big fan of this, because I think now we're setting up like how, you know, we have Stargate, and I don't want Star Wars to become Stargate. You know, John, you said it.
I said it, yeah.
Yeah.
I was laughing.
I don't want us to be like punching in the codes and like, okay, we're gonna get to go here. No, I don't want that to be the form of travel. But I do think like Ahsoka will have to get back to the OG galaxy via the World Between Worlds. But I hope that this is not going to become our way of transportation.
And here's my thing though. If it is, I feel like it can only be used between 3 people, and I think that should be Ahsoka, Anakin, and Balin. If Balin is to become the son, like, take his spot.
Well, Ezra already did it too, so Ezra would have to be included.
Yeah, Ezra
Unless
did
it
it.
like resets or something.
Ezra.
I'm telling you
Or maybe
guys,
it's
the
only maybe
Balin
it was only
verse
'cause
is
that
going
was
to be a
on
thing.
Lothal, you know? Like it's selective to the you know, the Force user. So like Ezra could do the Lothal Temple, and maybe Ahsoka can do, I don't know, she's a more attuned. I don't know.
It's gonna be interesting, bro. And like Mike from A Guy Who Loves Star Wars has also said, like, he's like, I don't think Ahsoka's ever gonna make it back. And like when I think about that, you know, you get anxiety right away, but then you're like, yeah, she could very well just be there. You know, maybe she does something somehow, some way to get Sabine back to the main galaxy. You know, I think somehow Sabine and Shin will somehow get back to the main galaxy, and they're going to go from there. I think they're going to kind of, you know, kiss and make up, have their moment where they're, you know, they figure everything out. She's like, oh, you stabbed me. It's okay. We'll figure it out. And go back to the main galaxy, because I think those two belong there. I don't think they belong on Peridium. But now I look at Ahsoka, I'm like, she belongs on Peridia, dude. She has a bigger purpose. The daughter is in her. She's the essence. And yeah, I don't know. But then I start thinking about Balin too, and it's like, is he dark enough to become the sun? Can Balin still be his own thing?
Well,
He can be corrupted.
I was about to say he's one of those like perfect people too, because he can walk that line between good and bad. You know,
Right.
like I wouldn't say like when we saw the sun in that Mortis arc of Clone Wars, like, yes, he is the vision of the dark side. He is the embodiment of the dark side. You know, the daughter is of the light. But I want to think that we're getting this new version of the sun that can toy that line, because that's what Anakin wanted. He really wanted to do. He wanted to be able to love. He wanted to be able to, you know, save the galaxy, you know, bring justice, you know, the true Jedi way. But he also wanted to hold on to, you know, the emotional side of things. Like he wanted to have Padme. He wanted to have friends. He wanted to, you know, remember his mom, not forget his mom, like what Yoda and Mace told him to do, like, oh, you need to forget your past. You know, this is now your new beginning. So I think it's perfect how Balin can embody Anakin's idea of the sun, if that makes any sense.
No, that
And
does.
some villains are also, when they give you a villain character, the worst are usually the ones that think they're in the right. It's like
Yeah.
like Thanos is an example. It's like I'm doing this for the end cause to protect the greater good. So it's like at the end of the day, I'm gonna do some atrocious things because it justifies the means.
Yeah.
And I think Balin is very justified, and it's like, hey, I'm gonna do what I have to do. Um, but in the same sense, I'm also my real quick. My theory is I just want to see Thrawn annihilate the New Republic fleet. Like I'm just waiting for it. Like Thrawn, we keep hearing about the Akbar Thrawn battle, and Thrawn. I'm fiending for some like side to side broadside cannons firing at each other. Just an insane starship fight, and then Thrawn walking away like nothing happened, and then the New Republic is on their heels, like ooh. So issue.
Yeah. And also that's a good thing for Star Wars because you can't bring in Thrawn to canon and not have him win all the way until the end because I think that's what's going to happen. I think Thrawn is going
Yeah.
to win every single time until the end because if we have 4 shows that are in the same timeline and they're all interconnected, we have to have like a god tier villain, and that's Thrawn, obviously. And I
Yep.
think what's going to be cool is that he's not going to downplay Palpatine or like make Palpatine seem like a, like a whatever character, kind of like Osha and May to
Yep.
like Anakin's creation, like that whole argument where it's just like it's not even one and the same. But Thrawn and Palpatine, maybe we could see what Palpatine could have done to be even
Yes.
more successful,
Yeah.
but in
Yes.
Thrawn's tactitional way. Like that is amazing.
Like he's gonna
So
be like,
yes,
this is what we should have done, Palpy. This is what we should have done from the start.
Two Death Stars.
yeah, 2 Death Stars when you can have
Two
a
Death
In
million
Stars.
this
super
economy,
Star
what are you
Destroyers.
thinking?
Yeah.
So
You
it's
got
like
a
and
credit card and
that
that torso light bright.
that's and see like that's a good point too to make where it's just like maybe the final order is Palpatine once again stealing ideas and using it for himself. Maybe that's why they all get sent out to the to Exegol. And you know who else is from the unknown regions? Thrawn. So if he is to take it back to his like his area of the galaxy, it's right there. Like the Chiss and the Exegol is right there, so all of those could be looked at as like, damn, dude, those are all of Thrawn's, weapons. And then now you think to the Rise of Skywalker and you're like, oh, where all these Star Destroyer comes from? Now you know, and it
Yeah.
makes sense.
Came from your
So
boy.
yeah, and if John is correct on like, hey, like let's blow the New Republic up. Okay, now here comes the Resistance. The next thing in line. We had the Rebellion, the New Republic, and now we have the Resistance. And then what is that flying into? The sequel trilogy, and it enhances it. And it just kind of, the sequels are not the best thing on the planet, but they have really good bones. So what do you do with the house that has good bones? You just give it a little remodel. Give it some enhancements, and then that's what Mr. Dave Filoni is here to do with all of these projects. So
Yep.
I would love it, man. I love it. That's what I think. Yeah, Thrawn pulling up with Night Sister, Stormtroopers
Thrawn.
army will be,
Thrawn.
dude.
Yeah.
Broad. Broad.
Just zombies and Night Sisters. I mean, all the Night Sisters are pretty much dead, so those are all going to be revived somehow, some way.
Plus
So
the remnant. You got Pelion finally making an appearance with all his dudes.
we need our boy Lord Janu to get broken out, bro.
Yeah,
He needs
Johnny
to go
Coy, my
join
man.
Thrawn.
He's chilling
I
on
need-
Delphi base. I see his stories every day.
Like, come on, man. You don't just bring him in you don't have him survive. I think someone will actually break him out. I think that would be kind of a cool tie-in from the movie now into, Mando and Grogu, not just with it being Mando, Grogu, and Rada, because of course they're going to go on, and Zeb. But yeah, dude. Sweet. Good show, guys. I think we got some good things here. These will make some good topics of discussion on the social media platforms. But real quick, do want to shout out everyone in the chat today. Want to shout out all the members. Really appreciate you guys. Also, if y'all want to get some Clan Fett merch, those are in the description down below. We actually made these a little bit more affordable, and we actually only get like 50 cents a profit. That way you guys can actually just get you some merch, because online shops can be hellaciously expensive. But go check those out, get you some. I know Mr. Nimble Saucepan got some merch. I know a Delphi base got some as well. So go get you guys some. And of course, yeah, become a member, hit subscribe, like the video. John is right there to 100. Go help him out. But yeah, and of course we got Mr. Donnie from Meddler's Corner. Donnie, go ahead and let everyone know where they can find you.
So you can find us on Instagram at Meddler's Corner. You can find us on YouTube at Meddler's Corner. We're on TikTok at Donnie Meddler, and then on Facebook at Donnie Meddler as well. And we post weekly, do the same things that y'all do. Just great topics of discussion from our shows, like Friday's show that's going to come out on next Friday. We're going to be talking about Revenge of the Sith. So we're looking forward to that topic and that discussion, because that's my favorite movie.
Yes, I think ours too. Yeah, John's is definitely Revenge of the Sith, but
Yeah.
yeah, we're all in that corner with you, man. So yeah, we also, again, man, thank you for joining us today. This is a great episode. Always love talking Star Wars with you, man. Very. I mean, it's easy to talk when you're, got the homies on and you already know what you're going to be talking about. So it just it flies.
Shout out to both you and John. Y'all have created something very special. It's really cool seeing what y'all have. I definitely enjoy watching on Sundays. I think I was telling John when he first came on, I think that's like a perfect time to do y'all's little show, because it's like watching, I call it Sunday morning cartoons or Saturday morning cartoons. My kid's watching Bluey and I'm watching y'all. So, I mean, it's so cool. But, getting to talk trash with y'all about, Broncos, Cowboys, and Steelers. And, y'all have something great. And, y'all have this welcoming community that y'all have created. And I just want to say, you've created something special. So keep it up. I'm trying to be like y'all, because y'all are the standard of what y'all are doing. You got people out there like Will and Grayston. You got you have Matt from Force of Others. I watch y'all's pods a lot, and y'all have definitely set a standard for Star Wars podcasts, and I think it's so cool what y'all are doing.
Appreciate it, bro. That's what we try to do, man. We're just, like John says, we're just two guys being dudes, man. That's really all it is, bro. Just vibes, hanging out. Yeah, so we appreciate you, man, and always keep going forward too, Donnie. You guys are also doing a great thing, man. So
thank you.
Can't go unnoticed. You know what I'm saying? So
appreciate it.
But yeah, John, what are we thinking, bro? You want to send us out?
Nothing much, man. Shout out from the inside of my car. So I appreciate everybody for sticking through this. I don't know if I sounded bad or where my audio was, but appreciate you.
Fine. Perfectly fine.
You should do it there more often, dude. Just go out in the car.
I know. I got to. It seems like. But no, another Sunday. We're extremely happy to have every single person here. We appreciate you spending time with us. Once again, woke up today, so grateful. Tell your family you love them. Other than that, nah, man, we'll see you on our post this week. We got some stuff cooking up with the Saber Company. We got some stuff cooking up with Rebel ScumCon here in a few weeks. So yeah, just be on the lookout.
Yep. Tons and tons of stuff going. And, hey, we're going to be posted up with Mr. Donnie Meddler himself in Frisco, Texas. We're coming down to the Lone Star State, and we're going to be chopping it up. So be ready for some cahoots and some good stuff down there, man.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, so, hey, just a real quick sneak peek before we get off here, guys. Hey, next week we're going to do a live call-in, so we're gonna have guests come in, and basically we're gonna do hot takes or theories. Just let us know your biggest thing. We'll holler at you for a couple minutes, and then we'll boot you off, and we're just gonna do that. So hopefully,
I'm calling you guys in. Denver Broncos aren't winning the Super Bowl. That's my theory.
It's like, damn, I think it's connection lost. I don't know where.
Donnie,
anyways, next guest.
Go.
Donnie, what's the shape of Italy?
Boom!
Get him out of here. So yeah, we have 9 people in the chat right now, and just so you guys know, we want to hear from all y'all. So come chime in. We will put like the link to the code. Everything will be out there for you to know, because we want to hear from each and every one of you. And also, you don't have to show your face. Like, there will be a video button or an audio button, so you can literally just be like, "Hey, yeah, Broncos suck, get out of here. And then, but I mean, if you want to last a couple minutes on here, you don't say that.
Don't
You'll
do
just
that.
get
Come
out
tell
real
me,
quick.
come tell me ESB is mid.
Yeah, for real. So
John's
come on
gonna
here.
go on a tangent.
Yeah, and yeah, I'll just sit back too, just like, yep, go ahead, John, let him have it. But yeah, that's what we'll do, guys. So be on the lookout for that. We'll post about it sometime in this coming week. So yeah, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for a great hour on Clan Fett. We will see y'all next Sunday, of course, leading up to Rebel ScumCon just in a couple weeks. So like I said, guys, we will see y'all in the next one. May the 4th